So go ahead.
If things do go bad for the Browns this year and they end up having to like get rid of Baker and kind of blowing things up, do you think it makes more sense for them to bring in a guy like Nick Foles or someone like that as opposed to drafting another guy high and then have him have to go through 3 head coaches and it basically is, he's just shit out of luck for the rest of his career?
Okay, so if I become a GM, the way I see the team being built is I want a freak athlete at quarterback and I want a good offensive line. Okay, so that's how I would envision my team being built. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. And with that, since I'm going to have a freak athlete and good offensive line, I'm probably going to run the ball a lot, which means games might be close. So that means, okay, now what do I need? I need a D-line then. I need a good D-line. So then, that is how you piece together a team. That's how you view a team. Much like what I just said about Bill Polian with the way he built the Colts with a good offense. And then what does that mean? We're going to have the lead. Peyton's going to score. So we need 2 good pass rushers to get the ball off quick because they're going to be throwing a lot. That's how people build teams and view teams. I have no idea what Andrew Berry views his team. You have no,
right.
For instance, Cam Newton's going to be a free agent after this year, right? Maybe in Andrew Berry's eyes, he's like, all right, I want a freak athlete at quarterback. They already invested in the offensive line, I think, this past offseason.
Conklin.
Maybe that's what he's going with. Or maybe since he just gave Kareem Hunt a 2-year, $9 million deal, which, by the way, is nowhere near that large of a deal. And it's probably because, it's definitely because of what he did off the field. Right. He's get a second chance. But who knows if that's Andrew Berry saying we're committed to being a run team there, right? You see them get paid. You're like, oh, maybe he's committing to be a run team. You see them bring in a tight end that can block and catch. You see them invest in an offensive line. You see him pay a running back. So maybe you're thinking like, hey, he's going to be a run team. But who knows what's going to happen? And maybe Baker Mayfield is the quarterback he's thinking for a run first team. But I mean, that's going to have to get figured out. That's all in whoever's in charge.
Right.
Like Al Davis for the Raiders. Everybody knew exactly what they were going to draft. It's the fastest people possible. Yep. That's why being a punter for the Raiders had to be a fucking dream. And I tell Shane Leckler that. Shane Leckler is the greatest punter of all time, Shane Leckler. Okay, that's what Shane Leckler is. And also one of the coolest humans to ever walk the earth. Just like beer drinking, beast, shit talking, ball bombing dude. Just like everything you would potentially want in a guy. For me, as a punter, as a guy who's like the GOAT, it's like, this is the guy that I want. Athlete too, just subtle athlete, just everything you could absolutely. Now, granted, Thomas Morstead, I believe, is
Jugs machine.
Slowly catching up, and I think Shane would even agree with that. And Johnny Hecker is unbelievable. Sam Cook, also very good. There's only like 4 or 5 guys, but in my eyes, Shane Leckler is the GOAT, right? But with that being said, and I tell Shane this, if I had 10 guys running 4.2s covering punts, I mean, you could just hit that thing 95 yards. But that team with all the speed, they lack some things in other areas.
Right, yeah.
But there was a couple places where they were awesome. And that was, in my particular world, the special teams day, I was like, you got a guy running a 4.2, you got a guy running a 4.1, and you got linebackers that run 4.4s all blocking and covering for you. You could hit that thing with 1 second hang time, 97 yards, and they're just going to run all the way past all those slow dudes on every other team that are playing linebacker that they got.
To your point, you said one of your best gunners ever was Darius Haywood-Bay. Took him with the 8th pick because he was a fast wide receiver.
Bingo. I get one Raider player. And we didn't give up a single yard for the rest of the season in punt. I mean, but Shane Leckler is the GOAT. I do not want that to distract anything because that's just a little shit talk for the guy who is a legend, man.